Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Carruthers and I'm the headmaster of Coleraine Grammar School, and I'd like to thank you all for registering to take the AQE assessments this year at Coleraine Grammar. This short presentation will tell you something about the exam regulations, the admissions process for this year and the admissions criteria for September 2022, as well as some of the practical arrangements for the tests on each of the Saturday mornings. So the next 3 slides give you information about where all the schools are located for the assessments on the Saturday mornings. The familiarisation morning, as you know, is this Saturday, the 6th of November. So the primary schools listed on each slide are in the Humphreys Hall and the Templeton Auditorium. Each location has its own pick-up point and drop-off point as well at the headmaster's house in the back car park and so on. And you'll see on the slide shortly where these different places are located on the school campus. So there's the third slide with the location of individual primary schools. And when you pause on this slide, you'll be able to see where on the campus each one of those locations is. I know many of you will be familiar with the layout of the campus, but many equally will not. And this information will give you a good idea where on the campus the individual halls for the tests are and where to both drop off and pick up your son or daughter. The AQE process itself, you'll be familiar with a lot of this. The test dates this year are the 20th and 27th of November and the 4th of December. Different this year is that each paper lasts 1 hour and 10 minutes, each beginning at 10 AM. AQE calculate a standardised score for each pupil, and the results are sent to parents and to schools on Saturday the 5th of February 2022. It covers Key Stage 2 English and Mathematics, although there are some changes this year because of school lockdowns in the past 2 school years, and more information about all of that is available at the AQE website. The test, as I said, lasts 1 hour 10 minutes for everybody except those with access arrangements, for many of whom have extra time, for example 25% extra time, or take the test in a room of their own, or other particular reasons to have access arrangements. If you have any queries about that at all, please contact Mrs. Smith at the email address given. The exam regulations for everybody: you should aim to arrive at school on the morning of the tests from 9:30 and no later than 9:45. Please maintain social distancing and your primary school bubbles as much as you possibly can. Inside the halls you will be sitting in your primary school bubbles. That's why we have the different schools located in different places around the school. Make sure you bring your AQE admission card. You should wear school uniform. When you arrive at school, go to the hall and seat that you were allocated to at the familiarisation morning. That's this week, of course. Bring 2 pencils and a rubber. Don't bring any pencil case. Don't bring a mobile phone, iPod or other digital devices. None of that should be brought on the morning. And AQE has ruled that candidates must not wear watches of any sort during the assessment, because supervisors will be required to remove those. So parents, please arrive from 9:15 and no later than 9:45. Leave the pupil at the designated drop-off on the diagram of campus that you saw earlier, then go off-site and come back just after 11:15 at the designated pick-up point, or slightly later than that for pupils who have access arrangements. Please be quiet when collecting, and for social distancing reasons it would be better if you stay in your car. Pupils, in case there's a delay in getting into the exam hall or room where you're taking the assessments, please make sure you have appropriate winter school uniform. Pupils, when you're in the exam on the exam mornings, make sure you follow the teacher's instructions. There should be no talking, no turning around, no looking at anyone. Do your own work, and at the end of the exam, listen very carefully to and follow the teacher's instructions. The admissions process after the assessments are finished, the arrangements for that are published in the Education Authority North Eastern Region Transfer booklet, which will be available soon online at the Education Authority's website. Our process is that after special circumstances and special provision, which I'll say more about in a moment, but after special circumstances and special provision are considered, we admit the highest 156 AQE scores. We are tied to 156 places. If pupils are tied for that last place, if they have an equal score in the AQE assessments, then we apply tiebreaker criteria, which is first of all pupils who have a sibling or child of the family attending Coleraine Grammar School, then pupils who are the eldest in the family who are eligible to apply to the school, and then if we still have not allocated the last place, we use random selection. So special circumstances and special provision are different from one another. Special circumstances are reasons why pupils for medical or other problems which may have affected their performance in the assessments. Special provision normally applies to pupils who did not sit the test because they're coming to Coleraine Grammar from a school outside Northern Ireland, or they've had more than half their primary school education outside Northern Ireland, or there are other medical or other reasons why the pupil did not sit the transfer test. Detailed instructions about that are published in the transfer booklet, and it is very important that you supply supporting educational information for either special circumstances or special provision, but the detail that you need is published in the transfer booklet I mentioned previously. After the results, you may meet with the primary school principal. You complete the transfer application, which is an online process these days. You attach any evidence for special circumstances or special provision if that's applicable, making sure you include educational evidence, and then apply to Coleraine Grammar School. The table below gives you the cutoff scores, the AQE cutoff scores for the years that Coleraine Grammar School has been here. First admission was in 2015. And of course, last year there was no academic selection for this school, as was the case for almost every school. So in summary, there are 156 places which are allocated by AQE score. After we've looked at special circumstances and special provision, we apply the tiebreaker criteria if there's a tie for the last 156th place. You will receive your results on the 5th of February 2022. And then complete the transfer application process for Coleraine Grammar. And if you have any queries at all, please contact the email address info@Coleraine Grammar. Details about open nights are yet to be confirmed. Due to COVID regulations, it's likely, I think, that those will be online, but we will publish information as soon as we can in January, both at the school website and on the Coleraine Grammar School Facebook page. And finally, we look forward to welcoming you back to the Coleraine Grammar School Castle Rock Road campus on Saturday the 20th of November for the first AQE assessment, and on Saturday the 6th of November for the familiarisation morning. So it would probably be wise to go back to the tables which show where primary schools are located for the assessments and where the drop-off points are on Saturday the 6th of November. And then on Saturday the 6th, arrive in good time and drop off your son or daughter at the designated points for the different locations on the Castle Rock Road campus. Thank you very much.